With Circuit Superstars now reaching the Nintendo Switch, it's great to see that everyone can now enjoy what is certainly one of my favourite races of the last decade. I love the cutesy aesthetic matched with the sense of realism in the handling, and there's just nothing else quite like it out there. There's also a new DLC pack that's come out called Top Gear the Stig Challenge, and this adds a totally new dynamic to the game because it's all built around stunt map time trials. Now, they've taken the Top Gear test track and placed various different stunt variants of this for you to try and navigate around to always get onto online leaderboards and see where you stack up against other people. So for example, you'll have one that's like a skate park where you've got half-pipe ramps to drive up and then try and get some hang time, get through the gate so that you can be registered to get through the checkpoint and continue on your journey slaloming in and out of cones and avoiding other obstacles. There's another version that takes inspiration from like Cruft's dog trials where you're slaloming in and out of wobbly gates, balancing on seesaws, driving through cutesy little tunnels and basically living your best dog like obstacle course life, which I thought was quite cool. There's another one where it's all full of things that are trying to make your car explode. So there's mines everywhere, there's wrecking balls flying around, there's caravans falling from the sky. You're still going around the same old Top Gear test track, but each one is really well put together and absolutely challenges how precise and well timed all of your different avoidance moves are, because if you get one gate wrong, no doubt you're going to be well down that leaderboard, joining me in the ranks towards the bottom. Alongside this as well, there are two new cars. The first one is the indestructible car, and this basically means that when it doesn't die, so as soon as it hits 0 health, for instance, being blown up by a couple of mines or being smacked off by a wrecking ball, it will still keep going. It cannot die. It's like the Terminator. So that's really useful for a couple of the time trials that are here, or specifically the indestructible one where it's featured. But you can also take this car into other races too and have a brawl around all of the other tracks. The second car is called the Rocket, and this is a freewheeler that absolutely pivots on itself wherever it goes around the corner. Whereas the indestructible is quite heavy in its steering, the Rocket will quite happily like flollop to the side, scrape across the floor, and then catch itself and spin around really quickly into an oversteer spin. So you have to be really feathery and gingery on the turning of your steering, but yeah, it's really easy to pitch into a spin as well, so it becomes quite aggressive when you're racing other opponents around all the different tracks and circuits. There's also a club version of Thunder Point that's been added to the game too, so that you've got like a bit like an elongated Pocono trioval that's going on there, which is a good addition. And the other thing that you can do too is now turn on caravan mode. So what this does is add on a caravan to the back of any car that's in the game whatsoever for you to then take place on any races on the tracks. Now, the key thing with this is that caravan obviously changes the centre of gravity of the car, so it makes them a bit more pointy in the way how they turn and much more easier to kind of snap out into an oversteer moment in the middle or particularly the exit of a corner. So, not only are you having to deal with that balancing and handling difference, but if you're racing against other people, you can tap their caravan and it puts you off. They can tap yours, it will put you off. Quite often you'll end up entangled in other people's. It's just chaos. It's good fun. I don't know if I'd necessarily call it like the pinnacle of competitive racing, but it's certainly a good fun distraction that you can turn on or off for any of the races that you want. And it's just good extra fun to have out there. The team have also announced what will be coming in the next update, version 1.6, and the two things for me that pop out from that is dynamic AI, so that if you're having a peak or trough moment in a race, the AI can, if you turn this on, adjust their difficulty levels to suit, but also an AI modding tool so that you can create your own custom rosters. Now, if that's true, I'll be creating real-world drivers, adjusting their stats and pitting them against each other in the wonderful world that's called Circuit Superstars. Loving the DLC, loving the new update, plenty to do and lots of fun to be had. If you've slept on it so far, now's the best time to dive in and pick it up.